Ken Jennings has pummeled a Jeopardy! Fan who called him an awful and snooze-fest host. The internet user said they wished brief guest host Aaron Rodgers was hired full-time instead. An angry Jeopardy! Fan tagged Ken, 49, on X, formerly Twitter, on Wednesday. The user wrote, "Sheesh, at Ken Jennings is awful. Bring back Aaron Rodgers. Snooze fest." The currently injured NFL player scored a 10-day run as a guest host in 2021 during the selection process to replace the late Alex Trebek. Ken heeded the call and took the insult in jest. He responded, "I always dreamed about getting this tweet, but I thought it would be about a starting quarterback controversy. You're the man, Ken." Ken reframed the user's misgivings about the game show and a swift interception and made it seem like the fan was comparing Ken to Rodgers at football. The post earned 7K likes as one fan commented, "Ken Jennings, ladies and gentlemen." Another joked, "Ken, I don't think the Jets are that picky at this point. Might as well apply and see how it goes." A third wrote, "You're the man in my book, sir. And, you didn't snap a tendon after the fourth question of the game, so there is that." A fourth penned, "Ken Jennings out, Achilles." A fifth wrote, "Trust me, most viewers know we dodged a bullet with Rodgers. You keep the spirit of the show alive, in your own way. You've got more street cred than anyone, even James Holzhauer." A sixth replied, "You are a natural, Ken, at Jeopardy hosting and for witty retorts." A seventh agreed, "My husband and I were just talking last night about how relaxed, engaging and funny you are in your interactions with the guests. And one more, you are doing fine as Jeopardy host. Tough shoes to fill. One of the most impossible jobs to replace. Your positive aura on set and connection with the contestants visibly relaxes people and has made Jeopardy very fun to watch. My wife and I think you're tops, keep up the good work." The New York Jets quarterback, 39, tore his Achilles tendon in Week 1 this season, leaving him on crutches and the injury perhaps being season-ending. Other guest hosts in 2020 and 2021 included LeVar Burton, ESPN's Joe Buck, Robin Roberts, David Faber, disgraced former executive producer Mike Richards, Savannah Guthrie and Anderson Cooper. Jeopardy! Season 40. Meanwhile, Ken has hosted Jeopardy! Solo this season since its September 11th premiere. Co-host Mayim Bialik has not been on screen since last May, exiting when the WGA went on strike. Mayim is a member of the still striking actors union SAG-AFTRA and has refused to participate in Jeopardy! Until the strike's end. Her exit is a big shakeup since she and Ken were tapped to split hosting after Alex's death in 2020. "It's not for me to personally judge anyone else's decision, but I am a union supporter," Mayim told Vanity Fair last month in her first public statement. "There's a lot of complexity to this, but my general statement is always that I come from a union family." Co-host Ken also replaced Mayim on Celebrity Jeopardy! And her return date to the show is still unknown. Many fans aren't complaining, however, and actually prefer having just Ken on both shows. Mayim is unwatchable with none of the personality that Ken brings to the show, a fan recently wrote on X. "Love Ken Jennings, I hope and he the only host going forward," another post read. A third recently posted, "It takes more than being smart to host Jeopardy! The powers that be should announce they were mistaken to hire Hollyweird to host Jeopardy!" Ken Jennings, the reigning champion of Jeopardy, and a beloved figure in the trivia world. The online debate had raged for days, with fans either rallying behind Jennings or supporting the unnamed guest host, whose name had become a symbol of a divisive issue. Jennings had always been known for his calm demeanor and professional poise, so the fans' public criticism was unexpected. However, rather than ignoring the comment or letting it simmer in the digital ether, Jennings chose to engage directly. In a series of tweets that balanced humor with a dash of candidness, Jennings addressed the criticism head-on. His first tweet was a playful nod to the situation. "I see I've been described as awful, a new achievement in my book. I guess every host has their days, but I'll keep working to be less awful every day." The tweet was met with a mix of laughter and applause from his supporters, who appreciated Jennings' ability to handle criticism with grace. Jennings followed up with a more pointed response. As for the suggestion of hiring a full-time guest host, it's an interesting idea. We've had some fantastic guest hosts over the years, and I've always said that part of the fun of Jeopardy is seeing new faces. But remember, every host brings their own unique flair to the show. I'm just here to do my best, whether it's awful or not. The fan who started the debate responded with an apology, acknowledging that their comments had been too harsh. They admitted that their dissatisfaction was less about Jennings personally and more about the changes in the show's format and the nostalgia for past eras. Jennings' graciousness in accepting the apology further endeared him to many, demonstrating his commitment to maintaining a positive and inclusive environment for fans and colleagues alike. The situation provided an opportunity for a broader discussion about the role of hosts on long-running game shows like Jeopardy! The show had seen various guest hosts over the years, each bringing their own style and energy to the podium. Jennings, having taken on the mantle of host after Alex Trebek's passing, had faced the unenviable task of filling some very big shoes. While Trebek's legacy was an enormous one, Jennings had worked diligently to honor it while also making his mark on the show. In the aftermath of the Twitter exchange, a wave of support for Jennings emerged. Fans took to social media to express their appreciation for his contributions, highlighting his professionalism and respect for the show's legacy. Many pointed out that criticism of a host was not a reflection of their abilities but often a reaction to changes and transitions in the show. The discussion also sparked a broader conversation about the nature of fandom and public criticism. In an era where social media allows for instant and often unfiltered feedback, the line between constructive criticism and personal attacks can blur. Jennings' response served as a reminder of the importance of civility and understanding in public discourse. His approach demonstrated how to handle criticism with dignity, using it as an opportunity to engage in meaningful dialogue. Furthermore, Jennings' comments about the guest hosts highlighted an important aspect of the show's ongoing evolution. Jeopardy! Had always been about celebrating knowledge and intellect, and its hosts were integral to that mission. While each host brought their own style, the core of the show remained the same. Jennings' acknowledgement of the guest hosts' contributions underscored the show's commitment to diversity and adaptability. The fans' suggestion about hiring a full-time guest host led to a discussion about the potential for new formats and approaches to the show. While Jennings was focused on his role,